Hi, everyone. Let's see, are we recording? Yes, we are recording. So I am Ashley Tabb, and I have Sarah Whitney Cox on with me.
Hey.
And we are excited tonight to talk about Team Beachbody and your opportunity to get involved with us. There are so many different ways that you can get involved and work towards living healthier and happier through our groups or through coaching yourself. So these are just some pictures that show me at Summit up here. Let's see. Can you see the mouse?
Yes.
This is me and some of my coach friends 2 years ago at Summit with one of the corporate vice presidents of Team Beachbody. He actually leads a call each week of training for coaches. And then here in the middle, we have the Dream Team, which is the big team that Sarah Whitney and I are on. We've been the #1 team in the network for the last 3 years. And so we've gotten to go on stage at Summit, which is the big leadership conference, and take a picture with our coach, Melanie, and everyone that she has reached out to and the lives that she has touched in the 5 years that she has been a coach. And so this is a picture. The top coaches went to Paris a few years ago. And then there are just fun local events where we can get together as coaches, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But first, we want to introduce ourselves for those that may not know us as well. Let's see, it's not moving on. There we go. So, again, I am Ashley Tabb, and I live in Lexington, Kentucky with my husband, Matt. We've been married for 12 years, and you can't see him, I don't think, because of the way the pictures are. But we have 2 girls, Courtney, who is 9, and Caroline, who is 4. She'll be 5 in June. And I work full-time at the University of Kentucky in the technology department. That doesn't mean that I am proficient or, I guess, distinguished at when it comes to technology. So I may have some issues with the PowerPoint tonight, but I've worked in the technology department now for like 9 years. I'm the communications and marketing manager, so I can talk about it, but I can't necessarily do all the technical stuff. But I've learned a bit over the years. And I found Team Beachbody, it was almost 3 years ago. I was sitting at the pool, and I was frustrated. I was looking at all these other moms walking around the pool thinking, if only I were a stay-at-home mom and I had time to go to the gym. I had in my head that I didn't have time to go to the gym. I didn't have time to exercise, and that other people did because maybe they didn't work full-time. And then I was scrolling on Facebook as I was sitting there, and one of my friends, who's actually a stay-at-home mom, she posted her before and after pictures and talked about 21 Day Fix and how she did this home workout. And I thought, oh, she actually works out at home. I'm like, what is that? And I've done home workouts before, but I've never done a program where I started and I finished for a full, I don't know that I even did 5 days in a row, much less 21 days. And so I asked her about the program, and she told me about the variety and how there's cardio and lifting and yoga. And I thought, ooh, I would really like that. And then she told me how you could save money and get this bundle package that had this shake with it. And I thought, well, I've not really ever had a shake. I don't really know if there's a good shake or a bad shake out there. So I did a little bit of research, and I took a few days to make a decision. And then I realized there was a 30-day guarantee. So I thought, well, I'll just try it. And if it doesn't work, if I don't like it, I'll just send it back. So I joined her accountability group, and I went all in. I committed to the 21 days. I made my meal plan. I followed it about 80%. I was still drinking probably a few too many drinks because it was summer and we were at the pool a lot, but I still lost 5 pounds in those first 21 days. And she asked me if I wanted to get a discount again on my Shakeology. And of course, I love discounts, so I said yes. And so she said, okay, you can become a discount coach. And I thought, well, I don't really want to coach. I'm already involved in another network marketing company. I was in a jewelry company at that time. I was like, I don't have time to do those groups. I don't want to do that. And she was like, that's okay. You can just stay in my group, get the discount, and just continue on with the program. I was like, okay. So I did another round, and I lost another 5 pounds. And then people at the pool started asking me how I was losing the weight. And they said they could see a difference in my body, and they wanted to know what I was doing, and they wanted me to help them. And I had like 4 or 5 people come up and ask me. And I was like, okay, I'd love to help you, but I can't like email each one of you what to do. I'm going to have to create a group. And I was like, oh, that's why they have these groups. And so that's how it started. That's how I started. Almost 3 years ago, creating these monthly groups for accountability and support to show people the workouts and how I do my meal planning and how I do the workouts. And within these groups, that's how I met Sarah Whitney. And so now I'm going to let her introduce herself. If I can push the right button.
Hey everyone. So like Ashley said, I'm Sarah Whitney Cox, and I joined Beachbody May 2016, so just shy of a year when I first began this health and fitness journey. But before I go too far into that, I'll share a little bit of personal information. So in the photo here, you can see my family. This is Aaron and our daughters, Olivia and Allison, 4.5 and 2.5 years old now. And we live in Nicholasville, Kentucky, and I also work for the University of Kentucky, but on the healthcare side. And it's just ironic that both Ashley and I work for UK, but that's not actually how we met. We have a mutual friend who was following the program that told me to check out Ashley's page. And so I probably followed her we looked it up one time, Ashley was 6 to 8 months, something like that. It seemed like quite some time. And in between that amount of time of being familiar with her page and watching her post, I would always see her posting her workouts or doing demonstrations and thought, oh, I used to work out. Like I did sports in high school and even in college, would go to the gym. I'm like, I just don't know if I can do that now. I don't know. And like Ashley, I don't know if I have time to be that active, if I could reach that fitness level. Like she must have always just been fit her entire life. Like that's not possible. And so I was scared to reach out to her. So I tried other things in between. I tried to join, it was like a fitness studio. So it wasn't open all the time. It just offered specialty classes. But it didn't offer childcare, and in the hometown I live in, Nicholasville, there's actually not a gym in town that has childcare, and I work in Lexington, so to even come home and gather the girls to make another trip back to Lexington was not an efficient use of my time. And also my husband, Aaron, in the picture, he works for Lexington Fire Department, so his schedule works 24 hours off 48. So the days, he was always very supportive when I was going to the studio. Like I watched the girls, which I had the mom guilt, like I've been gone from my family for 10 plus hours because I've been at work and, with the commute and everything. And here I'm going to spend even more time away from them. And I felt like it was putting a lot on him because he spent the majority of the days that he's off with the girls. So I had the mom guilt. Plus I wanted to spend that time with my family. So then I also tried Avocare. I couldn't keep up with remembering to take the medicine the 30 minutes before the meals. And I just, when I did take it, I just felt like this is not the right way to be doing this. Just felt like I was putting too much into my body. So it really boiled down to, I should have included that picture, but we were at Olivia's dance recital and we did a family photograph, like similar to what we have here. And I looked at the picture and thought, I don't match my family. Like I didn't recognize myself in the picture. And so it was at that moment I realized that if I wanted to make a lifestyle change that I was going to have to work for it. So just like anything else that you have achieved in your life, you know, even looking back to high school and earning your degree or college, you know, buying your first car, your house, whatever the case is, like you had to work hard to get that. And so I realized that if I wanted to be in the shape, you know, that I saw Ashley and other coaches in, I was going to have to work for that. There was not going to be an easy solution. So I finally took the plunge and reached out to Ashley and asked her about joining her Memorial Day Meltdown group. Was the first challenge group I was a part of. So I, you know, wasn't sure about the shakes either, but I thought I'm going to go all in. She said that this is what's worked for her. And like Ashley said, there's a money back guarantee. I didn't have to continue it the next month if it wasn't successful for me, but I thought I have tried several things and I'm just going to fully commit to this program and give it all I have for this 21 days and see what happens. And if it works, I'm going to keep pressing on. If it doesn't, I'll figure something else out. So I tried it, and even the second week on the program, we were on vacation in Hilton Head with our family. I didn't follow the program to a T, but I made the best choices I could in, you know, when you're on vacation. So when it was all said and done, even with a week of vacation through the first round, I lost 5 pounds and thought, I can do this. The workouts were 30 minutes. I didn't have to spend time away from my family, and the girls actually really get into the workouts with me. And so it has even become family time for us. So I can't say enough good things about the program and the friendships, which we'll get into as well, that I've made along the journey. And I also decided to become a coach because I'm like Ashley and I like to save money. So she had told me after my first month of trying the shakes in the program, if I wanted to continue, did I want to try the discount? And I said, sure. And I was really nervous. I was like, oh, I don't want to coach either because I didn't know if I was going to have time for it. But I shared one simple picture on my Facebook page and was just like, clean eating and exercise is the name of my game. And I guess I was like strutting my stuff and just posted a picture. And next thing I knew, I had several friends reaching out to me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I wasn't even at my goal, and I'm still working towards my goal. But they were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? How are you doing this? And so I was like, oh, Ashley, what do I do? Because then I realized not only could I get the discount, but I could also earn commission, which would help even further cover my costs. And I know we'll get into that for the Shakeology. But again, my mindset was, ooh, I can save money and maybe make a little extra. So that's how I really got involved with coaching, and then it evolved so much more than just that. That's just scratching the surface, but we'll go on and you'll hear all about it. Okay, so this is a timeline of how Beachbody came to be. So in 1998, I'm going to mess up his name, Carl Deckler and John Cogden formed Beachbody. And so you're probably most familiar with some of their infomercials back in the day. The big one was P90X. My husband and I actually even purchased that one when it got really popular. Turbo Jam was another, Slim Six. So those are a few. And then in let's see, was it 2007, they formed Team Beachbody, which is now what Ashley and I are a part of, where they introduce coaches into the network.
So when Team Beachbody was put into motion, they launched some amazing products to support the coaches and their coach business. And everything really, as you can see from this picture, everything just took off. When you look at the other timeline, they didn't have very many things. It was like one thing a year. And now there are multiple things happening within each year. And that was all thanks to them creating Team Beachbody and becoming part of becoming a network marketing company, because they could just expand their network by having people talk to their friends. And really what happened was they had, and if you Google Team Beachbody, and like the other day somebody was asking me about gluten and Shakeology, and when you Google that, you'll see a lot of questions and answers in a message board. And even when you go into your Team Beachbody account, you'll see there's still that message board there, and there's a bunch of threads. And that's how it first started, was that they were seeing that all these people were asking questions on these message boards, and people were providing their answers and their experiences. And so they thought, well, if we had this network of people that could provide their experiences to other people, then they would share and explain what they do, and they would bring their friends in to try the programs too. And that's essentially, you know, what network marketing is. It's just telling your friends what you're doing. You know, you go to a hairdresser and you come back to work and people are like, oh, you got your hair done. Who did it? You are network marketing. You are telling, you know, you're providing a referral for your friend that does your hair. It's the exact same thing. And so with that, they launched several different programs, from T25 to 21 Day Fix, and then on with PIO and Insanity Max 30. And the first one of the first programs I remember seeing with an infomercial was Insanity. And I can remember coming home and seeing that on a Sunday afternoon and thinking, those people are insane. That is just the craziest thing I've ever seen. Who would put themselves through that? I'm not really a boot camp kind of girl. And so I'm like, what are those people doing? And they do it for an hour? That's just craziness. And I'm like, in those results, those aren't true. Those are fake. Those people are all made up. They've just, you know, photoshopped them. And so, anyway, Insanity Max 30 came out, and I was like, I'm doing this. It's only 30 minutes, and I'm going to do it. And it's still that boot camp kind of style, but I loved it. It's one of my favorite programs. So we have all these different programs and products now that are available, and there's more coming. We're going to find out 2 new programs in 2 weeks, and then there are going to be new Shakeology flavors and all kinds of new stuff coming throughout 2017. Trying to find where to scroll forward again. There we go. So we've already mentioned a few things about Team Beachbody, so what really makes us unique is that we are the whole package. Like Sarah Whitney was talking a little bit before. You know, so you might have fitness, but then you don't have anybody helping you with nutrition. Or when I would go to the gym, I would go by myself, and I didn't really have anybody giving me support to go. And I wasn't meeting anybody there, so I wouldn't always go. And I definitely didn't have any type of reward system for going. But with the Beachbody system, we've got our fitness programs, we've got the nutrition with the, not just Shakeology, but also with the meal plans and the schedules that are provided with every single program. Most of them are based on the portion control system now that came out with 21 Day Fix. But then you also have the peer support through the challenge groups, the accountability groups that we do online. And then we have rewards. And so just for completing your program, you can complete an online form, and they will send you a gift for completing the program. So you might get a t-shirt or socks, or there are several different things. A tank top, I think, is one of the rewards. And then you also get entered into the yearly Beachbody Challenge. And one person every year wins $100,000, and they announce that winner. Actually, I think 2 people. I think it's a man and a woman. And they announce that each year at their leadership conference summit, which I was showing you pictures for earlier. And so that's really neat, because every month they have, actually every week they have winners of like $100, then $1,000, and then the big grand prize winner is $100,000. And I don't think a lot of people know that that reward is there, and that's why I really like to mention it here. So we're going to end up making this video into 2 parts. Just to let you know, Sarah Whitney, we're going to keep going for 5 more minutes, and then we'll cut it off and create another video.
Okay. Okay, and the Team Beachbody's revenue growth, they have seen 54% growth year over year. So there's so much opportunity to help customers, and that percentage just keeps growing and growing. So there's room for you to find on a team to help other customers, because there's so many various programs and solutions out there for all these people in need of a program like this. And like what Ashley said, that offers the fitness and the nutrition and the support side, plus the rewards. That helps a lot too. So. And year over year, we're seeing on average now where coaches are helping more than 1 million people. The mission is help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy, fulfilling life. And what I've found so much is, with my own personal experience with coaching, is that not only am I getting to help others, but them being a part of our team helps me more than maybe I'm even helping them. It's, for me, the ultimate accountability that there could possibly be is trying to support others and be that example. So there's tons of people that we can still reach, and I'm sure that number is going to grow more and more over that 1.5 million mark.
And I just love this picture because you can see I put the little arrow up here. Mm-hmm. Because I'm somewhere right in those people. That was 2 years ago in Nashville at the leadership conference that I've referenced before, Summit. We were all on Broadway in Nashville, and we were all working out at 6 a.m. in the morning. And again, this picture was taken in 2015, and then we were there again in 2016. And these gaps of people that you can kind of see in the front, those gaps weren't there because there were so many more coaches even there. But this was such a fun experience. And then this year we're headed to New Orleans in July, and it is going to be such a fun trip. Sarah Whitney and I were talking about it today, and I'm not sure where they're going to end up doing the workout, but we're going to be in the Superdome, and we're going to be in the conference center. There's great speakers from coaches, and then they bring in incredible speakers, authors, to come and speak to us. And it's just, you know, even if you're going for personal development, you know, I find that a lot of the stuff that I learned through my Beachbody coaching, I can transfer over into my UK work that I do. Mm-hmm. And it helps to keep me positive and confident, not only as a coach, but as a coworker and as a mom and a wife, mm-hmm. and all the other hats that I wear. So, mm-hmm. All right. Well, we are going to cut this video short, but we'll pick up on the next one, because it is just getting a little bit longer than I expected. And so we're going to take a break, but we'll be right back. And so we'll give you the 2 links so that you can hear more and about Shakeology and our upcoming groups and how you can join our team and help other people. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.